Hi, Julie Watts here. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. So in this video we're going to look at the Studio Light Matchbox Love die set and the coordinating stamp set as well. And I do have these on my website currently for shipping to UK addresses, and I've put them together as a bundle because they do work together as a bundle. Obviously you can use them separately as well, but as we go through you'll see how I use the extra little stamps as well. So let's get started. So you'll be glad to know I've done all the cutting out. So this die here, this one will cut out your matchbox base, and for mine I've used Sentimentally Yours. This is the Elegant Ebony card, and this is 270 GSM, so it's a really good weight. And the die does you can feel them, they're not so raised. You can feel where they do score lines, and I do tend to, just because I'm using quite thick cardstock, I do tend to go onto my scoreboard and just reinforce those edges. So you can see I've already started to fold them to see where I want my tape. Actually, I've put some red liner tape or high tack tape on there to just grab it. And it's very easy to do, but what we'll do before we actually do this is, which I always forget, is to actually decorate the base first before we assemble it, because it's so much easier when it's flat. We've also got this die here, and this cuts glitter everywhere. This cuts the wraparound section, and for the papers I'm actually using this one and this one from Sentimentally Yours. These are the latest papers. There's the Tray Chic, which is cream on black, and there's the Tray Classique, which is black on cream. So I'm using those two paper packs, and they're also in stock on my website at the moment. So again, with this I've reinforced the score lines that you get, and we'll stick this together now so the glue actually adheres, because I'm not using tape on this, I'm going to use the glue. And you can see that it just folds in very easily. Do be careful with when you're using a paper that you don't actually reinforce the lines don't be too hard on the paper, because it might go through. So you can see that's going to wrap around and fit together. So it's up to you whether you actually glue the tab on the outside or the inside, but obviously on the inside that's going to look neater. So and you could, because this actually does fold flat, so you can see you can actually decorate this afterwards. That's absolutely fine. So we will do that in a little while, but let's just get the glue on there. I'm using Sentimentally Yours glue just because that's on my desk, but the Studio Light glue will work perfectly as well. And we just butt that up to the edge, and the glue will move slightly for me so I can see what I'm doing. In fact, it's easier just to fold it flat, because then you get a nice line and you know where you're at. So I'm not going to move that, I'm just going to leave that so that the glue adheres. And let's look at our base. So in the base, I mean, you've got all the dies in here to actually decorate. Let's put that back where it needs to be. The die sets don't come on a magnetic sheet, but magnetic sheets are widely available. So you do get some mats and layers. So we've got two rectangular ones here, which I'm going to use in my base, and I've used alabaster cardstock because I'm doing a cream within the paper. So that's like a creamy white, if you like, but it's not a bright white. So we've got those are going to go in the base. You've also got these here, so you've got a stitched design. You can't actually really see that very clearly on the paper, but there's your stitch design. And then you've also got your scalloped edge as well, so these are going to go on the top. But obviously you could swap them around. That could go on the wrap around, and that could go on the inside, whatever you want to. I'm also going to use this one on the top, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on there. You've got this little one here, and this scores in the middle, and you can use that as an opener for your matchbox. And I've used these two side panels as well because they're going to go on the side of my wrap. And then we've also got this weird one here, and this is meant to be like a wraparound that you get on a bouquet. So you can wrap, it scores, and you can wrap it around and pop your flowers in there. So first of all, before we do anything, before I forget, let's get the base in, and then we'll actually do the flowers that are going to go inside, because we've got the dies and the stamps to do that as well. When you're using a wet glue, less is more. I do tend to find that the Sentimentally Yours glue and the Studio Light glues are very good for, they don't make the card kind of buckle, and sometimes with glue you used to be able to see the lines of the glue, and you don't tend to with these. This is going to go inside, and you can do multiples of these matchboxes and stick them together, and I've got a bit of a bung bit there, and stick them together and make like a chest of drawers with them, which is a really cool thing to do. Do have a look at the Studio Light Creative Community Facebook page, because there's lots of inspiration on there. It's hard to see on black whether you're centre or not. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay, so let's look at these flowers. So I've got a little bag of flowers and leaves here. Sure they all don't disappear. So my hearts are going to decorate the side panels, and I'll show you something really cool about the heart die as well. I don't know why I'm bothering with this cream one, because I'm not going to use that one probably. So here's my little flowers. I don't know if you can see there. You've got kind of a cut-in detail. It's almost like a debossed detail, but it is slightly cut, and that's really cool. So you can just have that as it. You could add ink to that and just use that as it is. But there is a stamp for that one, and there's a stamp for the rosebud, and there's a stamp for this rose too, and then there's stamps for the two leaves as well. And these dies are all in the die set. You can see 1, 2, 3, and then the two leaves there. Then you've got these on the coordinating sets. You've also got a little heart here, which will fit with the little hearts that come out of the dies. But I'm not going to do those. So the easiest thing to do with these is to actually stamp second, because they are they're clear acrylic stamps. You can see where you're stamping. It doesn't really matter if it goes off slightly. I've got my excuses already lined up. So we are going for the monochrome kind of effect with this. There's my ink pad, there it is. And I'm going to use archival just because it dries quicker. Archival will stain your stamps, but you don't need to worry about that too much. You won't damage them because they're archival. So you can hover over the top, which is very difficult to do when you've got a camera in front of you. Slightly off, slightly off. I'm not going to stress too much about that. Stamps, what did I do with my stamps? Right in front of me, there they are. Then with the actual flowers, you've just got little heads on them. Let's see if I can get this one right. Like I say, it's very hard to see when you can't actually hover over the top properly. That's not too bad, is it? Nearly got that one right. Then we've got another leaf. Obviously you can multi-cut these, and you can have, I've just done one of each. just to show you. But you can multi-cut them and have your bouquet as big or as small as you want. And if you find a particular leaf or flower that's difficult to do, then just don't do that one. Completely off with the stalk. That doesn't matter because we're not going to see the stalk once we put it into our bouquet wrapping. I've got a smaller, got a smaller block here. This is one of the Sentimentally Yours round acrylic circles, and that's this one. So on this one they haven't bothered with the stalk, just like the other rosebud, which is good. It's not very easy to line a stalk up, but of course you can use the, as I said, you can use the flowers and the leaf stamps separate. So we do have that little leaf coming down there. I think I'm way off. Yeah, way off. It's a lot easier when you can stand up and hover over. I'm making it look harder than it is. I mean, you could add these little stamps along your border here as well, which would be quite nice. Let's see how I can get on with this one. I think I'm way off on that one as well. That one's even turned over on me. Oh dear. Like I say, it's easier than I'm making it look. So the idea is that you can take your bouquet and you can pop your leaves and things in here. So let's see. I'm not a florist. And we know we haven't got that stalk stamped very well at all, even. That's my best rose, that one. That first one was my best one. That's going to go in there. And then we can have another little rose there. And perhaps a bud up there, like that. Obviously, it's a good idea to put a dab of glue down first, but I didn't. So what we'll do is we'll just, as I'm reasonably happy with the arrangement, let's put the top on my ink pad. We just put a little bit of high tack tape down, and they'll all move anyway. Let's see if we can get the back off that. There we go. And then we can fold our pieces over. I mean, like I say, you can colour them, but because we're going for monochrome, I'm not going to do that. So let's have that one over first and that one over second. So now you've got a little bouquet of flowers. So it doesn't matter too much that it's not perfect. And you've also got, where is it? Here it is. Within the set, you've got this dinky little die here, which cuts you. It actually, I don't know if you can see, because it's black and it's hard to see. You can get, it's got a little debossed heart on it, and that is just meant to secure your little bouquet, so it just looks all neat and tidy. They've thought of everything. Absolutely brilliant. Get my pickup tool so I can actually pick it up properly. So this is one of the pearl pickup tools from Sentimentally Yours, and it's just absolutely fantastic for picking up die cuts that and putting those in place. She says, except that it's not picking it up because it's stuck to my finger. Come on, there you go. Let's see if I can get this heart around the right way. There we go. Okay. Right, so that's going to go in my box. Then I'm also going to decorate the sides here. So we've got this little heart die, or heart border die. I've cut that out, and you get 6 little tiny hearts. Now these are great for shaker cards as well, you know, if you've got any of the shaker blisters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 7 out. I only need 6, but it's got 7 out. And that's great for cutting out little strips. So, but you can make yourself a border. So that's just the waste from cutting it out. So you could actually multi-cut that in a big strip and actually use that as a border on a card, which would be fabulous. I'll put that back so I don't lose it. And let's put 3 little blobs of glue on there. And because there's no glue on it, I should be able to pick these up and just pop those in place. That's what I should have done with the bouquet fastener thingy. Let's see if we can get those straight-ish. Okay, so there's my 3 little hearts, and then we do the same on the other one. I could have cut this out of the contrast paper and used the cream paper instead. All over the wrong way. And there's a little embossing tool on the other side, which is quite handy as well. It's great for if you're doing paper piecing. The pickup tool's great for that, because sometimes your paper piecing bits are quite tiny as well. That one's not very central. You have got a little bit of time for the glue to grab. I'm just making it really wonky. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so let's have one more bit of stamping before we... No, we do that one at the end, actually. Yeah, we do that at the end. Let's get this in. You can pop that in the centre in a minute. So let's glue this down. So what I'm going to do is, because I've got the high tack tape on there as well, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue around the edges, which I might regret, because I might get all sticky fingers. Let's get the backs off this as well. You can actually create the box without actually using any glue at all. It will hold, but it's just not as sturdy as when you actually glue it. Let's get this back off. Poker tools are very handy. I should be using my Sentimentally Yours ones, really. This is a pin flare one, which I do have a few left of these on my website. Okay, so we need to fold. I'm going to make it look really cack-handed here. So this one's going to go in, and this is going to go around it. So we might want just a fraction of glue on there, like that. And so this is going to go across like so, which is where I get glue on me. And we want a bit of glue on there as well. Again, this is one of those things that's easier to do when you're not trying to do it in front of somebody or in front of a camera. So fold that in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Stick into my high tack tape, and that's going to go around there. Oh. Again, it's easier when you do it not in front of somebody. As soon as you've got the first one in, it's fine. There we go. I'm in. So the high tack tape it grabs quick, and then the glue is more permanent. So it's good to have both. So again, I should have chosen a white really rather than a black. So again, we're going to just put that around there. Grab that. Fold that in and give it a good old press. And then this last one's quite easy because this one just folds in. Gluey fingers everywhere. So now you've got your tray. Okay. That's not perfect. Okay, there's your tray. And then we're going to pop this little bouquet in here. You can actually put it on a piece of acetate so it pops up, which is quite a cool thing to do. So that's your little present in there. We're going to just put glue on one side of the pulley bit, and that's going to go in the box like so. So we'll leave that to set for a little while. Then we're going to go onto our top piece here, which is nice and glued, and pop the side panels on. Obviously you can use whatever papers you want to. You can use stamped images on there. You could have it so that you've got a stack of cards on the inside. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking, and I left my samples at the studio on purpose so that if, say, Lou does a show, that the samples are there for them to use. And obviously I'm running out of space, and not thinking that I could do you a video, because I do have the dies in stock and I could show you some other samples. So that was me being a bit daft. So now so there's the sides all done. So now we're going to just pop the top, and we do one bit of stamping, and then we'll be done. So they are quite quick. Once you've done your die cutting, they are quite quick to make. They're quite satisfying to make. They're quite sweet, I think, because the finished size is quite dinky. Well, it's matchbox size. And then this is going to go on the top. Make sure my hearts are pointing the right way. Obviously, if you want to put some, say 1mm foam tape, that would work very well. Not too deep. But we're just going to stick everything down. I think the papers for this are quite elegant. Well, they are very chic, aren't they? So there's the top. And we're going to just stamp a sentiment. Now, for the sentiment, you can use any sentiment, obviously. But I'm going to go for this one in here, just the thank you. So it's a little bouquet thank you box. And this is the little A7 stamp set that coordinates with the exploding box die set, which I do have on my website, and I will try and do a video for that one at some point in the near future. It's not one of my videos unless I bash the camera, really, is it? So again, we're going to go for archival because it dries nice and quickly. This is just jet black archival, which you'll find on my website. And I should be all right with this because it's quite a big area for me to aim for. Thank you. Give the ink a chance to just sink in. There we go. It's a nice little font on that, and I think I'm going to have it going that way. Just across the middle, like so. And then this will go over like so. And then, so you give it to whoever and they open it. Let's see if I can open it. There we go. They open it, and inside there's a lovely bouquet. So there you go. There is the Studio Light Matchbox Love die set, all made up for you. It's, like I say, it's available on my website. So thank you very much for watching. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. There's lots and lots of videos on there. Some are Facebook Lives and some are just pure videos just for YouTube. If you got time to like and comment, that would be absolutely wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.